They're good. They're good.
I'm a time traveler from the year 2025, and I've come here to kill you, Hitler.
Oh, not again. I'm never gonna have enough time to finish these paintings with all of these time travelers trying to kill me.
Well, I'm going to succeed.
Before you pull the trigger, can I just ask why? Why do all of you people want to kill me?
Isn't it obvious? I'm a progressive, a liberal, a fighter for social justice. And you are a fascist who implemented a reign of terror. And while the effects of your policies devastated the world for decades, soon we will be able to take back the White House, and we will be able to use the government to force people to follow our great ideas.
You want to use government power to force your ideas on the populace. Me too! That's fantastic!
What? No. Ugh. You and I have nothing in common. What I'm saying is there are people in our time with dangerous ideas, and we need to silence them.
Silencing those who disagree with you. I do that too! Oh, wunderbar! Oh, the Nazi movement will not die with me.
Don't give me that! I'm enlightened, and you're as bad as... well, as Hitler. Listen, what I'm trying to say is we are very close to implementing a utopia, as long as we can get rid of some certain undesirable people groups.
Yes, like the Jews.
Yes, like the Jews. Oh.
So, in the future, you also do not like the Jews?
Well, no. But we don't believe in segregating all the races like you do. I mean, except for, like, graduation ceremonies. In dorms. And hiring practices. Oh, and admissions policies. That sort of thing.
I, too, am a fan of the segregation. I'm sorry, I have to ask, is this a real firearm, or is this some kind of toy for kids?
It's a flare gun. I'm trying not to support America's toxic gun culture. I'm a firm believer in gun control.
Gun control! This was one of my ideas, too. Ban them from the undesirables. Yes, look here. Oh, and your shirt. This is an organization founded by Margaret Sanger. Yes?
Wait, you know about Margaret Sanger?
Jawohl, of course. Oh, she's such a lovely person.
No. She's a fighter for reproductive rights, for women's empowerment,
and the eradication of undesirable populations by means of eugenics. Brilliant lady, very inspiring. I must use some of her ideas in our socialized healthcare system.
Socialized healthcare? That's not your thing. That's our thing.
No, it's very much my thing. Did you know that Nazi means National Socialist German Workers' Party? Nazi is just more catchy. Nazi. Just rolls off the tongue.
No. This can't be true. This has to be some sort of mistake. We are nothing alike. You're Adolf Hitler, evil right-wing fascist dictator, and I'm a feminist restorative justice advocate. And a vegetarian.
You're a vegetarian? Me too!
Okay, I am so confused right now. I came here with a clear goal in mind to kill the most evil man who I've ever lived. Besides Ronald Reagan. But now that I'm meeting you in person, you're not at all what I thought you were. And your painting is actually really good. What do you call it?
I call it Ein Reich ohne Juden.
Wow. I don't know what that means, but it sounds beautiful.
It does, doesn't it?
Hey, folks, welcome to the program. Happy holiday to you, right? Happy holiday to you. Hey, do me a favor. Give me the finger, kind of like you're cleaning out the turkey. Give me a finger. Share this program right now with your family and friends. We're going to do a little bit of discussion about the holidays and some of the, crappier stuff going on. Hey, I got something for you. Did you pay attention to the art album cover for this episode? Cornbread. I thought you said inbred. Now, did you pay attention to the image? Put it in chat. Did you pay attention to the image? What's wrong with this Thanksgiving dinner? It's kind of like Where's Waldo? Yeah. Yeah. The legs, if you look at the drumsticks, right? It's got extra drumsticks. Nice legs, you're right. Too many legs. You know, I'm not a big turkey drumstick person. Are you? I like the breast. I'm not a big turkey drumstick person. I guess unless it's smoked, right? If it's a big smoked turkey drumstick, that's great. Okay. There's something else. Yeah, bioengineering. There is something else wrong with this image. Racist, like white meat. Racist, black meatophobic, dark meatophobic. Okay. What else is wrong with this picture? I heard that about you. Give it a little tweak, a little twist. You got to twist one left, twist one right. Okay. Stephanie's into dark meat. Okay. What else is wrong with this picture? Look at it. Look through it. Tell me what it is. But something else. Yeah, it's kind of like a 3-mile island turkey. What else? I just want to see your powers of observation. Come on. Well, there's no forks. Okay, there's something else. There's something else wrong. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not just 2 double legs. You're right. Who said that? Teal said that. It's double-breasted. So you got 2 legs, 2 sets of legs, 2 sets of breast. But there's something else wrong. It's not no cutlery. Come on, use your powers of observation. Well, Kitty says no stuffing, but there's stuffing, right? Bread doesn't look weird. Come on, it's a little more something you'd never look at. There you go. Who got that, little dove? Look at the hands on the left. They're both left hands. Look at the hand on the right. They're both right hands. If you looked in the middle, then you get a left hand and a right hand. If you look far out left and right, you know what you get? Uncle Willie giving you a reach around, right? It's all the way around. The hands are wrong. Early artificial intelligence when it couldn't figure out. Okay, so get ready, folks. Today's program is brought to you by the fine folks at Goldco, right? How could you tell that was a turkey that identifies as a chicken? Okay, here's what I'm doing, folks. I'm asking you to go to jovanlovesgold.com with my partners Goldco. I just want you to get the information. It's free. Request your free gold and silver kit today, because now's the time to protect your gold and silver. It is that simple. Something's coming with our money. You need to know, especially in hard times, wintertime's bad, etc. You need to get some money out of your 401k, IRA, retirement savings account. They're going to take 50%. They're going to ping you. Don't let that happen. Okay? Don't let that happen. And to find the workaround to do that, you need to talk to the folks at Goldco so you don't let that happen to you. You might qualify to get up to $10,000 and free silver if you qualify. So try that out at jovanlovesgold.com. And of course, this time of year, you're thinking of family, you get tired of family, or you're thinking of gifts. Don't forget our best-selling books. It can be a gift that gives for hundreds of years. One book. I did this out of a labor of love because they're still coming after our food supply. It's going to get worse. I'm telling you, it's going to get worse. This is an old biblical way to feed masses of people. The oldest one in the world has been going for about 4,000 years. You plant it and then plant it once. That's called a food forest. Be very careful. A lot of people took my ebook, cracked it, made it look just like my book, tried all different things. And instead of being a real, true hardbound book you take in the field and use, right? You now have a softbound version too. It is totally just bogus stuff, not with the high def photography and everything we do, and really categorized. The book could have been thinner, but when you're looking at certain things that go in certain categories, I put everything there. I also put, here are the bad bugs, but here are the bugs that eat the bad bugs. You know, God made little insects that eat other insects, and they protect your garden so you don't use pesticides. All of that's in here. And what plants you plant to attract them. Anyway, you plant your garden once, plant it, and that thing can produce decades, hundreds of years, right? You'll find that over at Amazon. It's the only people left that are really doing big hardbound color books. It's the true encyclopedia. Just make sure it has my name on it. Don't fall for the other crap, and don't think you're getting the same thing. Also, I did this for fruit. For those of you that love fruit, and you've always wanted to plant fruit trees, but you got to wait 5-6 years or whatever for them to mature to fruit. I give you a natural biohack that you plant that tree, and in months it's producing fruit. I tell you how to do it in there. It also increases the value of your home and your land. It was a bestseller too. I didn't do an ebook on this. They couldn't clone it, right? And if you don't like weeding, right, and digging, I covered that too in just a very simple book for you. But food supply, food supply, food supplies, food supply, food supply. Okay, share this program. We're going to cornbread. I thought you said inbred. We're going to talk about this holiday and some of the other foolery and fuckery that is going on, right? That you need to know about. Share this program. We'll get started right after this.
Warning. The following program has been rated Gilligaff and is intended for open-minded audiences. If the truth offends you, or if you are allergic to focused intensity, intellectual athleticism, or the occasional F-bomb or even irreverent humor, please switch off now. If your delicate sensibilities need to be worried about or addressed, might we recommend the Underwater Basket Weaving channel to you? Otherwise, sit back, enjoy the wisdom, insight, and wicked sense of humor.
Cut the crap. How many times a day do you want to say that to politicians, the elite, the loony liberals, the fake news media, and the gender-confused, emotional socialist snowflake crowd? Cut the crap is your secret weapon for fighting for our freedoms and our great republic. It all begins with a massive mental enema, freeing you from the toxic news and politically correct views, which constipate your consciousness with stinking thinking. Your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer. He's known for calling out politicians and telling them to cut the crap. You've seen him on virtually every television network and listened to him on Coast to Coast Radio. And now he's here to help you learn to fight for America. Culture, race, and American politics. They all have one thing in common. They all need to cut the crap. Now, here's your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer.
Okay, folks, it's holiday time. Happiness time, I hope. Food and fuckery. Yeah. How many of you, answer honestly, put it in chat. How many of you have family that are in the holidays you're around that you don't actually like, but you tolerate? Any of you have that? Put it in chat. I think should it be on you? Anyway, I think everybody has family that they don't like, but you tolerate. I can remember a Thanksgiving. Craig says not anymore. I'm the same way. If you followed me for years, I had this one aunt I was kind of always at odds with. She was the youngest of all my dad's siblings. She passed a couple years ago with cancer. I just always had an issue because she was the word is a system whore, meaning lived off the system. Now, the way she did it was, and I struggle with this because it's both good and bad, right? But, she had foster kids. And, you get a certain amount of money for each foster kids. Now, she did that her whole life. It's great. My family's blended and mixed every single color you can imagine because of her foster care work. But for me, I always kind of felt funky about it because what ultimately happened is the older foster kids just raised the younger foster kids. And I just thought that was kind of, kind of sucking off the system, but it was good, bad, and different, whatever. But I remember one time my cousin raised, from a tiny tot, him and two sisters, they were alcohol fetal syndrome babies. And she took them in and raised them. I mean, they're family. It didn't matter that they're not blood, they're family. But I remember having a conversation with a young cousin one Thanksgiving, as a matter of fact. I was at home, down there in Hunt, Texas, Camp Mystic and stuff, where all that happened. And we're having a discussion. Now, it was George Bush era, so you know how long ago this was. And I'm talking to this kid, he's exceptionally bright. But I remember him professing he was angry with George Bush. Now, a lot of us are, and rightly so. I liked the Bushes back then. Now I realize it was part of the rig. But he was angry at George Bush because George Bush was withholding his money. Now, this is I don't know, maybe 14-year-old kid or something. George Bush was withholding my money. And he was angry. Didn't like George Bush. What he was talking about was back going through, budget, whatever crap and money being withheld, which happens, kind of all the time. He was pissed that they weren't cutting. I guess it's welfare checks or the state checks or whatever, right? And he was pissed because his money wasn't coming. And I remember having a conversation with this kid. And I said, it's actually not your money. It's my money. And he kind of looked at me. What do you mean it's your money? It's my money. And I said, no, you don't understand how it works. That check you get is paid by all of us in the nation. It's not the government paying you. It comes from taxes and taxation, and you're getting paid. And I had counseled this kid, it's not your money. I just want you to kind of understand that. It's not your money. That's not how it works. And so we all have family like that, right? I grew up in a family where they would tell my precious cousin, it's more like my brother, his mom would tell him, you can't have your boy reading all those books. He's going to grow up to be funny. Now, what she meant was gay, and he's totally the opposite. You let him sit around and just read books like that all the time, he's going to grow up funny. So we all have that family. Do you have family like that? Any of you have family like that? Right? Well, we're about to address that stuff and see that stuff. Speaking of time, it's a really good time of the year in Thanksgiving, right? To just think about what you're thankful for. And I do. This time of year, I always reflect on what am I thankful for? What happened that blessed us? And I even think, as much as we know about history or blessings, sometimes we don't see blessings, number one, for the blessings they are. But number two, what the blessing was really trying to convey. I found this little bit. I think you'll love it. I found this little bit that might help you understand at this time of year and remember God, but not only that God is powerful, but actually what is God trying to teach us at times? Did we really take the real message out of this? Watch this. I think this is fantastic.
The 10 plagues God sent to Egypt weren't just punishments. They were a declaration of war. Egypt was a land of hundreds of gods. The Nile.
To contemplate this for a minute, because it's a very subtle message. And I got to tell you, until I found this little piece, I really never connected it this way. So it goes to show you, doesn't matter how old you are, you can always learn, right? But God messages us in many, many ways. And of course, you know the story of the biblical plagues. And that's one thing. But there's always a deeper meaning. You know about the plagues he brought down on Egypt. There's always a deeper meaning. One of the things I'm committed going forward, I've always been, but I want to get more deeper in it, is to find the true inner meaning. Here's one.
The 10 plagues God sent to Egypt weren't just punishments. They were a declaration of war. Egypt was a land of hundreds of gods. The Nile, the sun, the animals, the skies. Each one worshipped as divine. Then God said to Pharaoh, I will send all my plagues to your very heart, that you may know there is none like me in all the earth. If his goal was only to free his people, he could have ended Egypt in an instant. Instead, he chose to confront every false god one by one. Water to blood against Hapi, god of the Nile. Frogs against Hecate, frog goddess. Dust to lice against Geb, god of the earth. Flies against Khepri, god of rebirth. Livestock against Hathor, cow goddess. Boil against Isis, goddess of healing. Hail and fire against Nut, goddess of the sky. Locust against Seth, god of storms. Darkness against Ra, the mighty sun god. And finally, death of the firstborn against Pharaoh himself, worshipped as a god. God tore down Egypt's idols. This wasn't just deliverance, it was a revelation that there is none like him in all the earth.
Answer honestly. Had you ever connected that before? We all know the stories, but had you ever really connected that before? Because it's right. God could have just chose to wipe Egypt off the planet. When you think about it, he could have just wiped it off the planet. But what was the greater good? This was eye-opening for me. This was truly eye-opening, and I'm glad I found it. Play it one more time.
The 10 plagues God sent to Egypt weren't just punishments. They were a declaration of war. Egypt was a land of hundreds of gods. The Nile, the sun, the animals, the skies. Each one worshipped as divine. Then God said to Pharaoh, I will send all my plagues to your very heart, that you may know there is none like me in all the earth. If his goal was only to free his people, he could have ended Egypt in an instant. Instead, he chose to confront every false god one by one. Water to blood against Hapi, god of the Nile. Frogs against Hecate, frog goddess. Dust to lice against Geb, god of the earth. Flies against Khepri, god of rebirth. Livestock against Hathor, cow goddess. Boil against Isis, goddess of healing. Hail and fire against Nut, goddess of the sky. Locust against Seth, god of storms. Darkness against Ra, the mighty sun god. And finally, death of the firstborn against Pharaoh himself, worshipped as a god. God tore down Egypt's idols. This wasn't just deliverance, it was a revelation that there is none like him in all the earth.
Now, I thought about that. And you're right. What good would it have been just obliterating people? Nothing's learned. And hearing that, I actually went, freaking wow. When you think about that, and somebody asked me to post it over to my Telegram. By the way, there's only one Telegram account for me. And it's t.me/Jovan Hutton Pulitzer. There's no variations, none of that crap at all. But I just put it over. Ask and ye shall receive. I just put it over there for you. But when I thought about that, that was kind of like a holy shit moment. Because, and I would never push crypto on you at all. I also won't tell you my wiener's named Crypto, but I will never push crypto on you. But think about that. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Here's probably the number one. And we'll get into the various lessons in a moment. But here's another one. I'm just going to replay it. I replayed it a few weeks back. But man, this one, especially with all of you going on the road and stuff and family, this one just really hits home.
Daughter called me this morning, and she was just saying over and over again, Dad, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Dad, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. As bad as this looks, as bad as this is, I want you to see something. You've got to see this. Open the door, Kenzie. This is my daughter. She was in this car. My God is an amazing God. She's got a little bit of scratches on her hands, a little bit of scratches on her feet. And that's all. I serve an amazing God. If you don't believe in him this morning, you can look at this. That guardrail is on the driver's side. She crawled out the back window, and she was in the road when I got here. My God is amazing.
Is that not truly just a miracle, divine intervention? Anyway, I thought you would like that. Okay, speaking of faith, religion, or whatever, I think you should. I think you should see some of the fuckery that kind of opens up going on. That's why I kind of put fuckery in the title. But I think you need to be aware of this.
Okay, look at this beautiful map of all of the mosques in Riyadh. I'm just kidding. This is in Dallas, Texas. You know, Dallas, Texas, the place where the first thing you think of is like white Christian conservatives. No. These are all the mosques that have been built in the past 3 years. It's over 48 mosques that have been built in the past 3 years in Dallas, Texas. I moved from California, from Los Angeles to Dallas 8 months ago. I walk around the North Park Mall and I see so many Muslims absolutely everywhere. Here's the thing about these mosques. A lot of them are preaching radical Islamist ideology. And look it, they are literally everywhere. You would think that this is like a place in the Middle East. If Dallas, Texas is already starting to look like the Middle East, imagine how bad it's going to be in New York City now that Mom Donnie is going to be mayor. Imagine all of the other cities in the United States, which are all going to look like the Middle East the same way Europe looks like the Middle East. And for those of you who are so passionate about your rights and your freedoms and all of that stuff, do you think they share the same ideology as you? Do you think that they really care about your right to sleep with whomever you want and abort all your babies and, I don't know, just show your shoulders? Do you think they like that? No, they don't. This is a direct result of the mass immigration that happened under the Biden administration. This is why we need to deport as many illegals as possible. It's not just, the Mexicans that are coming over them. No. Part of Islam is for them to spread their beliefs to everyone else. And that is why we need to start deporting the illegal ones that came here and want to take over. If you want to live in the Middle East, by all means, go do it. But do not bring the Middle East here. Thank you very much.
You know, sometimes it's just seeing things in a different way. Somebody could tell you, we got an Islamification of America, and you hear about Mondavi in New York City. But it doesn't really hit home until you look at it this way. When you think about that. Now, I'm telling you, this is serious. And they don't build it unless they have the people to start feeling it and going out. And in the UK now, you prayer in front of an abortion clinic, you're going to prison. But they get out and recruit for Islam, you can. This is concerning. This is concerning. Anyway, I want you to think about, if you would, as we do this today, I want you to think about, does your family have any special Thanksgiving recipes that you pass down and do. And by the way, I want you to remember, people don't know their history. I talked about this with Roseanne, who I love to death. You know, when Muhammad did his Quran, Muhammad went to all the Jewish elders and everything else and basically told them, I now supersede everything. I am the one true prophet. You must drop all your religion. And by that time, you know, in the year, we'll just call it 700, you already had Christendom. And he said, because of this, I am the one true prophet, not Jesus. You must turn away from Jesus and you must accept me as the one true prophet. Christendom and Hebrews and the Jews told him, get the hell out of here. And that's kind of where it became, they are infidels. Most people don't know that little thing. And that's why they had, you know, convert on the pain of death. If you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it, right? But do any of you have special holiday stuff like grandmother's applesauce, right? Special holiday food. Well, in prepping for the program, just to show you things that I think are interesting, here's a question. Did you know turkeys burp? Now, it's not a joke. It's not like, is a catfish's ass watertight? It's not. I'm not telling you a joke. You can think about that one, though. But did you know that, yeah, one of them says, my family's Thanksgiving tradition was Miller beer. I've got to tell you what? If it was just beers, international beers are like Stella Artois. I call it Stella Artois. But you know what? Miller Lite is a good beer. I'm sorry. Miller Lite, you're right, Miller beer. Although I grew up in Texas, it was Pearl beer. Remember Pearl beer? Pearl, Pearl beer. We used to have a joke as kids, I guess kids, high schoolers. What do you get when you take the P out of Pearl? Yeah, an empty can. Anyway, did you know that turkeys burp? I kid you not. Not a prank, not a joke. Turkeys burp.
Let's see if we can get a burp. Oh! That had some bass to it.
I don't know if that felt good or that hurt, but that was a turkey burp. I had no idea, right? Somebody saying Belgian beer. Somebody was saying production beer is swill. Rainier beer, Ham's beer, etc. People say you don't drink. Anyway, but do you have special yet? Did you know turkeys burp? Do you have special holiday meals or dishes, I should say, that your family passed down? Right? And that was weird, right? A turkey burp. For those of you, you've always heard about be careful of frozen turkey, especially if you're going to fry it. Let me show you why. Yes, if you're going to deep fry your turkey, I never have. If any of you deep fried turkey, I hear it's the bomb. But if you set your deep fryer and your turkey's not defrosted, remember it rapidly puts out the water. The water basically expands the grease. Boom, it goes everywhere and it's an instant fire. And it takes people with it. Right? It takes people with it. So I've heard fried turkey's great. Yes, it's supposed to be turkey fried in peanut oil. Some of you said it's great. Let's see over here in chat. Right? It's good. I'll have to do that. Some of you said started a chicken tradition, right? You have your own traditions. I love that. But anyway, real quick, you know, in the headline for the program, I put, right, if you would watch the ticker, and the one up top, cornbread, I thought you said inbred. That's why the turkey's inbred. Some people are having duck. I love duck too. I love barbecue duck. Anyway, I basically said holidays, happiness, food, and fuckery. Okay. And let me just get the fuckery out of the way. Okay. I just want to get the fuckery part out of the way. So I'm going to put on my very serious face. I'm telling you, this conversation is going to come up with your family. And the system's messaging again. The system is rolling out, and it's very funny. I watched connected accounts, former FBI guy, supposed former CIA guy, this podcaster. They all came out with the same theme on the same day. That tells me something's afoot. That's why I call it fuckery. And an interesting thing, I had to change the title on Twitch. Twitch wouldn't let me put fuckery. Anyway, I want to show you something that I think is extremely dangerous. Don't worry, I'll wash your palate after it. But you're going to see a lot of this over this holiday. And I want you to remember something. The reason television runs holiday specials is not because it's technically the holiday as much as they get more eyeballs, right? They get more eyeballs. They know more people are watching because more people are at home and they're not at work. So there is zero coincidence that this messaging is coming out right now at the start of a holiday. There is zero coincidence this message is being mirrored by multiple accounts. Now remember, the system takes something or some things, they'll blend them together. They'll take something that's true in the world that you're probably upset about. So it's about 70% truth, 30% bullshit. And they'll twist it because they're trying to move you a certain direction, because they're trying to tap that chaos. They're trying to tap that hate. They're trying to get you to take ill-advised steps. So when I play these, I'm going to play two back to back, and we can discuss them. It's the holiday. More people are home. More people are gathered. If you were to see something like this, when you're gathered together, it's going to become the discussion. There is no coincidence that this hits on a holiday stretch, that multiple accounts are doing it. Multiple, should we say, influencers or podcasters are doing it. And it has taken a few things that you are absolutely upset about and given you a directive. I am so worried about this. And it's always the same old people. Here you go. Get ready. I'm warning you. This is bad news.
We got to do something about it. And frankly, I think violence is probably the only solution at this point, because right now they lie with such.
I want to remind you, back after the election disaster in 2020, leading up to all the conflicts in the street, the same message by the very same people was put out. That's not a coincidence either.
We got to do something about it. And frankly, I think violence is probably the only solution at this point, because right now they lie with such authority and ignore the stuff of stealing elections. And we already have enough information. There should already be military tribunals.
Now, I just want to point something else out to you. You've got to understand how to read this. This is messaging. But I also want to let you know, people don't wear Trump hats. People wear MAGA hats, but you rarely see a Trump hat. There is a lot of messaging in this stuff that's being pushed.
We got to do something about it. And frankly, I think violence is probably the only solution at this point, because right now they lie with such authority and ignore the stuff of stealing elections. And we already have enough information. There should already be military tribunals. There already should be that. Tina Peters should be out of prison right now. She should not have to serve another day there. And you know what it's going to take? I think it's going to take somebody doing.
Military tribunals was Q messaging. You got the election messaging. You got the outrage over Tina Peters. You got the Trump hat as if it's a Trump message, Trump people. Recognize the psychological warfare.
We got to do something about it. And frankly, I think violence is probably the only solution at this point, because right now they lie with such authority and ignore the stuff of.
I remind you, for those of you that have seen this guy before, this is the source of, I infiltrated an Antifa call. I heard a Dominion executive say, don't worry, we've taken care of it. We're made sure that Trump's not going to win. I'm paraphrasing. That one thing generated $9 billion of lawsuits, shut down most of the conservative media from really talking about elections, got really famous true conservatives sued off the air, and generated, what, $1.5 billion cash paid to Dominion. And it started all of that stuff. It's the machines. I'm telling you, this is the newest ploy.
We got to do something about it. And frankly, I think violence is probably the only solution at this point, because right now they lie with such authority and ignore the stuff of stealing elections. And we already have enough information. There should already be military tribunals. There already should be that. Tina Peters should be out of prison right now. She should not have to serve another day there. And you know what it's going to take? I think it's going to take somebody doing something very drastic, a group of people doing something drastic to let them know that they don't have any peace. So maybe we do that. Maybe we have 50,000 people that show up to Tina Peters' benefit, that stand out and shake the walls around Polis and this corrupt piece of trash, Phil Weiser. Maybe that's the answer.
Directive to raise an army and go to the lawmaker's house. The same guy that talked about getting rope, I got a guillotine, let's hang the lawmakers, that got blamed on all MAGA the last time around.
How do we get Tina out? Let's hypothetically just work the problem for a minute. Do we get 20,000 people? Do we surround the house of Jared Polis? Do we literally shake down the walls around him?
I think we have to get loud.
I think all these people should be tried for treason and hung. I think Jared Polis should be hung. I think Jenna Griswold should be hung. I think Phil Weiser should be hung. I think they should hang by their neck until dead. I think they've committed treason, and that this is seditious behavior against the United States, and they have literally held hostage all the people in the state of Colorado.
Keyword, keyword, keyword. Keyword, keyword, keyword. Things you truly should be upset about from a person has no credibility that told you the election company executive said, don't worry, right? Trump's not going to win. We made sure of that. I'm hoping you're learning this after 4 and 5 years. I hope you see it for what it is, because you're going to see a lot more of this. And what they do, you got to understand, what they do is they graft over to other people. They bring in people because people think they're podcasters. They'll draft in somebody's other persona because everybody wants to be interviewed. That guy said, yeah, we need to get loud. But that's not what this other fellow is promoting. And they're sucking people in. I've warned you about this. I told you it's coming.
How do we get Tina out? Let's hypothetically just work the problem for a minute. Do we get 20,000 people? Do we surround the house of Jared Polis? Do we literally shake down the walls around him?
I think we have to get loud.
I think all these people should be tried for treason and hung. I think Jared Polis should be hung. I think Jenna Griswold should be hung. I think Phil Weiser should be hung. I think they should hang by their neck until dead. I think they've committed treason, and that this is seditious behavior against the United States, and they have literally held hostage all the people in the state of Colorado.
I'm telling you, I want you to be This is going to take off through this holiday. Across many quote-unquote podcasters, ex-FBI people, ex-CAI people. This is the recommendation going out. I want you to be very, very, very careful of what's about to be set up. I told you it's being planned of what's about to be set up. Now, I've always told you, God chose you to be here at this time. Now, you've got to choose which side you come down on. And I'm surprised people even still watch them. It was all junk. But you have to decide what side you come down on. But I'm telling you, God chose you to be here. I've always told you that. I always use the example of millions of sperm and a single ejaculation. One hits that egg, and that was you. I want to give you a little deeper look. And remember, this is kind of, I want you to be careful because here's why. If you go back and look at it, when that infiltrated Antifa call came out, that set the tone. It was the machines. Then the election happens and everybody says it's the machines. They named the machines by naming the executive. Then everybody repeated that story without checking it. And they convinced everybody it was the machines doing it, which are all voluntary rules. Same people, same group, convincing the machines, then went and said, we need a clean Republican area, a true Republican area, Republican state, Republican county, where we can test our theory. It's the machines. Same group, same people saying this. That group got Tina Peters to believe, well, something might have happened. We need to look at your machines. Tina first said no. They suggested, well, we know how to get it where they won't know. Tina went along with it. And Tina's in prison. But those guys are scot-free. And it's the same pattern of PCAPs. We're supposed to have it. You find out they're a none. Oh, that person can't come out and show it because he's a protected CIA, FBI informant. The supposed tech guy in Tina's case, oh, he's a protected FBI, CIA informant. Same people. I want you to be just very aware. That's why I even gave you that one about the plague of Egypt. Looking for the deeper than just what you see. You can get pissed off at stuff like that. Yeah, we should fight. No. That's going to get all of our guns taken away, and it's going to be worse for us. So I want to remind you, because I use this example, that God chose you to be here by just your birth. I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to show you how much of a miracle it is and how long it was ordained for you to be here during this time. But I'm telling you, you're either going to be weak-minded and go along and get all pissed off or whatever, or you're going to fight this the right way with truth. But I want you to watch this.
We balance that by knowing that I'm alive. It is this incredibly precious gift. The odds that I had to beat just to be here. Have you ever stopped to think about the odds you had to beat just to be here? Think about this. Now, first of all, think about this. The little egg cell that would evolve into you eventually, it took form. It's about the size of it's an egg cell. It's tiny. But it took form during your mother's 5th week of gestation. So your mother, your grandmother's pregnant, right? And that little egg cell that would be your mother has now made it into the womb. And during the 5th week of being there, the little egg cell that would grow into you took form. It differentiated into the ovum. And so
I got to pause because, and I want to give you the subtle difference. Did you see Carrie Lake the other day saying that we've got to clean this up because it's all maladministration? It's because people are finally learning how they tricked us. right? How they tricked us. You also saw President Trump tweet come out, says, we fix nothing if we don't fix the elections. You see Trump saying we got to get rid of mail-in ballots. You got the GOP saying we got to bank your ballot. That means get it in early. That means it's early voting and mail-in voting. Kobo-san, you've been with me a long time. But I want to show you the difference. You say Jovan, Tulsi Gabbard said this in April. We have evidence of how these electronic voting systems have been vulnerable to hackers for a very long time and vulnerable to exploitation to manipulate the result. Tulsi Gabbard told you the truth. I want you to understand two things. The court works on not it could be done. Put your hands up. Every one of you, do it right now. Put your hands up. Trust me, I'm going to teach you something. Put your hands up. On your left hand, I want you to close it like this. And then I want you to go. Okay? Do that. On your right hand, I want you to go like this. And do that. I just proved that you could attack someone, you could beat someone to death, and you could shoot somebody with a gun. And I just proved it. I just proved it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Now, let me ask you a question. Does that mean you did it? Does that mean you did it? No. So see, the fact that something can be done does not mean it was done. And in court, you need it was done. We've known for 50 years, 40 years that the systems are vulnerable. Now, let me point out what she didn't say. She didn't say voting machines, did she? Because voting machines don't do it. People, paper, and programs do it. And that's the voting systems. And the only way you can suspend a vote in progress when the voter's not there is electronically. It's a time hack. And so she's 100% correct. Electronic voting systems. So if you want to jump over to it's the machines, you can, until you read that the EAC, Election Assistance Commission, and the Help America Vote Act have no enforcement, and all of the rules on that are voluntary. So it's not about what things can do. Everybody's known this. And they're all vulnerable, right? Is it about what is done and can you prove how it happened? You just got to understand that. Let me go back to how chosen you are.
We balance that by knowing that I'm alive. It is this incredibly precious gift. The odds that I had to beat just to be here. Have you ever stopped to think about the odds you had to beat just to be here? Think about this. Now, first of all, think about this. The little egg cell that would evolve into you eventually, it took form. It's about the size of it's an egg cell. It's tiny. But it took form during your mother's 5th week of gestation. So your mother, your grandmother's pregnant, right? And that little egg cell that would be your mother has now made it into the womb. And during the 5th week of being there, the little egg cell that would grow into you took form. It differentiated into the ovum. And so you, the little egg cell, witnessed the next 8 months of your mother's gestation, your mother's birth, your mother's screaming, your mother's toddler years, your mother's learning to sing and laugh and play and learn geography and mathematics, all the way through her puberty. And then, so she's born with some 400,000 egg cells in her 2 ovaries. And out of those 400,000 egg cells, approximately 500 of those egg cells are going to be the next follicular eruption, month by month by month with her period. And your little egg cell, imagine you're hanging out in your little ovarian follicle and it's your turn and you're getting all prepped by the hormones of the body and you're going, oh my God, it's my ride, right? And you're this little egg cell. And then the hormones swoop by your little egg cell and it beams you out and the fimbriae, the fallopian tubes gather you up and you begin your promenade, your fallopian promenade on the road to your mother's sacred womb. And in that moment, your father was there for you, and you were one of the lucky ones, and you beat the odds of all those egg cells. You beat the odds. And how can that not be something that we celebrate the wonder of? The odds you had to beat just to be here. And then for the next 9 months, that little egg cell is going to multiply its DNA, repackage that DNA. One cell becomes 2, becomes 4, becomes 8, becomes 16, becomes 50 trillion cells over the course of 9 months. And you're multiplying egg cells at a rate of 250,000 new cells per second. Per second, not per minute, per second. You're this explosion, and literally the energy of the universe is what is fueling all of this from happening. You are nothing other than mass and energy working together. And then there's you. And it's like, how on earth can I have mental health problems and not acknowledge and have awe for what we are? Oh my gosh. And that was the gift that stroke gave to my life. And you can see I get a little excited about it.
Awesome, isn't it? When you truly think of the divine nature of you being here. I saw Robbie over in Rumble said, I'm going to name my new band Fallopian Promenade. That would be a good band name, wouldn't it? Isn't that beautiful to think about? Now, I want you to put this into context. I've told you this. You are divinely chosen to be here to fight this fight. We live in Satan's domain, the great liar, the great deceiver. Everything's designed around us to make us fail, fall, and cleave from God. You have free will. You have free will. And you got to get your mind straight. You have to decide what side you're on. And you are surrounded nonstop by psychological warfare. Most of the people that tell you in voting, which we have to fix, they will tell you stories. Well, this whistleblower said this. They're keying in on whistleblower. But I'm telling you, a whistleblower in Venezuela doesn't mean shit. To the American voting system. It doesn't mean anything at all. Yes, you get upset about it. But it means nothing. It means nothing. Yes, I'll put these on Telegram. It means nothing, nothing, nothing. Just because something can be done, just like I did the exercise. That's the true test. Ball one fist and do this with the other. I can prove you can hit somebody, attack somebody, beat somebody to death, and I can prove you can pull the trigger and kill them. Does that mean you did it? Not at all. And you've got to get past this emotional crap and get right down to the fact that this is spiritual warfare. Now, I'm going to show you how your mind can play tricks on you. Okay? Words can screw with you. Words can be played and twisted. Why do you think I took this photo and I put cornbread? I thought you meant inbred. Right? And what's the inbred about? You got that funky turkey. One person with two left hands, one person with two right hands. Words mean things. You can take it completely different. You can twist it just a bit. You can drive people's thoughts. You can drive people's thoughts. You can make people miss the true truth and look at plain, clear instructions, plain, clear instructions, and still totally just not get it. I'll give you a funny example.
Separate 2 eggs. Two potatoes diced. Right. A pinch of salt. Half a dozen oysters. Oh, they forgot to clean this one. A can of peas. One loaf of bread, well soaked.
Sometimes, I'm telling you, I use that as an example of how precious clear thought is. Even when you have instructions right in front of you, you can end up not connecting the dots and totally, inadvertently creating a disaster. It's just true. There's many ways to stuff a turkey. Many ways. It's just whether you want the truly organic style or are you talking about what Curly just did, right? My family would think that. Hey, we need a stuffed turkey. There you go. I saw him doing it in the field the other day. I just want you to think about that. That's why I always tell you, words matter. That's why I showed you those videos about keywording, tapping your anger. Chapstick says the way that's to see me, humping a turkey. Oh, come on. You really see me that way, humping a turkey? Think about it. Have you ever tried to hump a turkey? Any of you? At all? At all? Any of you ever tried to hump a turkey? Remember, you did this. You know the worst thing about trying to hump a turkey or eat a turkey? The feathers. Anyway, to drive this point home, do you like my little feather blowing there? It's better if you do it. You can do that at Thanksgiving table. You take take tissue paper because they float in the air. You tie up a bunch of them in your hand while nobody's watching. You know, the worst thing about eating a turkey, the feathers. Anyway, simple practical joke. Anyway, gobble, gobble. Who said that? Dina, I heard that about you. Anyway, I want to show you how much, right? How much key wording, thoughts, when you can even see something visually and it make no common sense to you, but you turn off your common sense and your mind and what you think is in the mind, right? And I'm telling you, I can prove to you, your mind can tell you horrible things when you're seeing things that are not horrible. I'm going to show you two back to back. Your mind can tell you horrible things. It's perspective.
Okay, so I'm going to get the turkey ready for my mom to cook.
Nathan thinks he can handle this. Yep, you got to get all that out.
That's the hardest part. Is it a boy or a girl?
Boy or a girl turkey? I have no idea.
I think it's a boy.
Nathan. Nathan.
What?
Nate. Nathan.
I gave the boy.
Nathan. Nathan. Look. Nate, stop. Look at me. Look. Don't put your hand on your mouth.
That's so damn funny. I got to play it again. The boy had never unpacked a turkey. But his mind told him one thing, totally not logical. And because that's all tied together, that's why it's funny as shit. That's why, but it's just a living proof. Your mind, if it's not logical, if it's emotional, can cause you to do things. That's why psychological warfare plays on emotions. This is a prime example of stuff that's in your brain can take something that really doesn't mean anything and even cause your body to rebel. That's the power of the mind suggestion.
Okay, so I'm gonna get the turkey ready for my mom to cook.
Nathan thinks he can handle this. Yep, you got to get all that out.
That's the hardest thing. Is it a boy or a girl?
Boy or a girl? Turkey? I have no idea.
I think it's a boy.
Nathan. Nathan.
What?
Nate. Nathan.
I gave the boy.
Nathan. Nathan. Look. Nate, stop. Look at me. Look. Don't put your hand on your mouth.
Oh my God. Poor kid. I mean, every Thanksgiving for the rest of his life that's going to be played. And it's freaking hilarious. But I use it as a point to show you in very innocent situations, that's innocent. But the system intentionally screws with your head to make you do things. That's why I showed those other BS videos earlier suggesting an army be go up. You got to think about that. And those are the very same people that helped get Tina in prison, and now they're playing like they're Tina's saviors. All psychological warfare. You think that's a one-off?
I can get all the stuff done in the microwave. It's not all the stuff in here. It is.
What is that?
What?
Hold that out.
This?
Yeah.
What is it?
What is it?
What is it?
It's a second chicken. Oh, pregnant. That's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's nasty.
Turkeys have eggs. They don't have babies.
We can't eat it now. We cannot eat that.
This is a rock Cornish hen that we put in there. Okay, it's a joke.
You're so
Alright?
funny. You're just getting so funny.
Turkeys have eggs. Like chickens. They don't have babies.
No, that's a sick joke.
It is sick. It was funny.
It's not.
Your mind can be turned into a weapon against you. I've always told you, the battlefield that we're on right now, the battlefield you're going to be sitting down with your family and everything is a half inch. It's right through your skull. And the whole system, the way they fight this, is they're only fighting for that half-inch gain. And that's into your head. That one, it's worth watching again.
I can get all the stuff done in the microwave. It's not all the stuff in here. It is.
What is that?
What?
Hold that out.
This?
Yeah.
What is it?
What is it?
What is it? It's a second chicken. Oh, pregnant. That's the saddest thing I've ever
Oh my god!
Oh my god. That's nasty.
Turkeys have eggs. They don't have babies.
We can't eat it now. We cannot eat that.
This is a rock Cornish hen that we put in there. Okay, it's a joke.
You're so
Alright?
funny. You're just getting so funny.
Turkeys have eggs. Like chickens. They don't have babies like chickens.
No, that's a sick joke.
It is sick. It was funny.
It's not.
Wow. That's the power of your mind. That's not a turducken, that's a turfucking with your mind. Although, I hear there was one sister standing there that didn't get affected. True. She says, that's just a clump of cells. Anyway, speaking of you getting your holiday turkey prep on, let me wash your mind with this one to maybe help you, well, understand how turkeys are processed. And no, I'm not trying to ruin your dinner, but have you ever seen how turkeys are processed? Truly. And if you were to look at it, somebody said, my aunt processed her own turkey one year. It was a bloody mess. I couldn't bring myself the next day to eat it. Jenny said that. Well, who can you turn to, Jenny? Jenny, who can you turn to wipe that from your brain? But have any of you ever seen Crystal says, I didn't eat veal for 30 years because I found out how they were processed. Yeah. Have you ever seen how turkeys are processed and prepped for their fateful debut on Thanksgiving Day? Ever? Oh, you were thinking it was a slaughterhouse? What? You just took a few words and your mind went somewhere else? Are you kidding me? Really? Where'd your mind go? Goes to show your mind will fill in the blanks, which was my only message. It doesn't matter what somebody says. Timing, drama, whatever. Your mind will fill in the blanks. It's all a battle for your mind. Yes, those were Mary Kay turkeys, weren't they? Your mind will fill in the blanks. And so when you're sitting with family, just remember how blessed you truly are. Oh, you want to see those again real quick?
Okay, so I'm gonna get the turkey ready for my mom to cook.
Nathan thinks he can handle this. Yep, you got to get all that out.
That's the hardest part. Is it a boy or a girl?
Boy or a girl turkey? I have no idea.
I think it's a boy.
Nathan.
What?
Nate, don't. Nathan.
I gave the boy.
Nathan. Look. Nate, stop. Look at me. Look. Don't put your hand on your mouth.
That is
Okay, so
just so phenomenal. battlefield of mind. It's powerful. Hey, Wampa Nog, you know it, right? The battlefield is within our own minds. And we're being infiltrated with bullshit every damn day. It's only a battle of the minds. That's why I got to tell you, got to steal your mind. Oh, well, I got to be fair. I got to do both the girls now, too, because I did the boy.
It's not all the stuff I do. Yeah, it is.
What is that?
What?
Hold that out.
This?
Yeah.
What is it?
What is it?
What is it? It's a second chicken. Oh, pregnant. That's the saddest thing I've ever.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. That's nasty.
Turkeys have eggs. They don't have babies.
We can't eat it now. We cannot eat that.
This is a rock Cornish hen that we put in there. Okay, it's a joke.
You're so
Alright?
funny. You're just getting so funny.
Turkeys have eggs. Like chickens. They don't have babies.
No,
Like
that's a sick joke.
it is sick. It was funny.
It's not.
Anyway, I love you all. Please share this program. I just want to thank every one of you. You know, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be in trouble when the midterms come. The battle's already starting. The system's already trying to control everything. The system's trying to convince you it's the machines. The system wants you to look away. I want you to remember you played a part in history getting the full forensic audit in Arizona. The system didn't want the truth out. You made sure it got out. And I just want to say thank you, guys, for supporting our work in the battle. That's why we stay so consistent. It's a battle. It's a war we've got to stay in. I love you all. And we need your help fighting this war. Have a great holiday.
Our courts are based on clear and convincing evidence. Want convictions? Want justice? For what happened in the 2020 election? Then we need your help. Not fixing 2020 will damn our nation forever. The decision you make in the next few moments could decide whether we ever get our elections fixed or not. Here's why. Trump campaign and allies filed 64 different lawsuits. They all went down in flames. 100% of these cases were presented on "It's the machines," or "The machines changed the votes," or "The voting company executive said he would make sure Donald J. Trump would not win." They all went down in flames. Why? You can't bring theories to court as evidence. No supposed Zoom call or six-degree polynomial math theory or census data is or ever will be proof of fraud. You can't bring theories to court as evidence. Here's why. In both civil and criminal law, the side making a claim carries the burden of proof, and prosecutors must prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Without physical or otherwise verifiable evidence, a case cannot meet this high threshold. Physical evidence is the key. The question is, did anyone get relevant, reliable, provable, testable, and duplicatable evidence of what really happened in the 2020 general election? And the answer is yes, absolutely. The full forensic audit of Maricopa County, Arizona is the only evidence-gathering work which gathered relevant, reliable, provable, testable, and duplicatable evidence of what really happened in the 2020 general election. Evidence so damning that the system, the deep state, and those who pull the strings of this country have fought to keep it hidden and have hoped to have it be forgotten to time. Almost $3 million invested in time, funds, and efforts to unlock that which the system wanted hidden. But now, that evidence is in danger of being lost forever. So if you want what happened in the 2020 election fixed, then we need your help. Please donate to protect and secure this historic evidence. With the 2026 midterms coming up, the system is going to try to lame duck President Trump and then most likely introduce new impeachment proceedings. This is the evidence which will help win the war which is surely to come. We need to keep Maricopa County full forensic investigation and archive secure and ongoing. So if you want what happened in the 2020 election fixed, then we need your help. Please donate to protect and secure this historic evidence. We need your help securing the full forensic audit archives. Don't allow the only testable, objective, and reliable 2020 election evidence fall into obscurity. Millions were spent on getting it documented and tested. This is historic evidence. Not fixing 2020 will damn our nation forever. The historic Maricopa County full forensic audit effort processed 20,895,610 digital and forensic images of varying formats, resulted in 208 million individual evidence-proof files. The system processed over 58 billion forensic measurements, resulting in over 2 trillion individual base computations. No hopium, no hype, just hardcore forensic evidence. Please make sure the Maricopa County Full Forensic Audit Archives survive. Donate now. So if you want what happened in the 2020 election fixed, then please donate to protect and secure this historic evidence. We can't do it without you. We need you. America needs you. Our future needs you. Please donate now. Not fixing 2020 will damn our nation forever. Please donate now.